My name is Tim Upton, and I'll be your host. First, I'd like to introduce our speaker, Nathan Deutsch. He's going to give us his presentation, which will be about 20 minutes, followed by a 10-minute question and answer session. So if you think of any questions during the presentation, please go ahead and enter them into the chat box at any time. So I'd like to introduce our speaker, Nathan. He's a process engineer with over 10 years of experience in process and facility engineering, and is well-versed in process safety, food safety, energy reclaim, and de-bottlenecking of facility utilities. He's worked in industries ranging from soybean extraction and prep to corn milling, pet food, and sugar processing. Prior to joining ADF Engineering, Nathan served as a co-op for GE Aviation and Quaker Chemical Corp. And during this time, he gained experience in quality control and process safety. Nathan holds a BS in chemical engineering from the University of Dayton and is certified engineer in Ohio. So with that, I'll hand it over to Nathan for today's presentation on pinch analysis and energy reclaim.
Alrighty. Thank you, Tim, for the introduction. Get right into it. The agenda today is going to go through a little bit of what a pinch analysis is, the steps that are taken to perform a pinch analysis, particularly the steps that ADF Engineering believe are important, the benefits of the software that we use here at ADF for pinch analysis, and then a couple examples of some of the projects that may result from a pinch analysis. So a little background on pinch. Some of you have probably heard of it. Some of you may be very familiar with it, but either way, the approach was created by a scientist named Linhoff in the early 1980s, and it gained a lot of attention, and it's actually quite widely used in oil refineries and in chemical facilities. And the energy crisis in the 80s really highlighted, the benefit of doing energy recovery at a facility, because as energy prices go up, the payback for energy recovery projects also becomes a lot more palatable. So currently, we're kind of seeing a renewed interest in pinch analysis and other energy saving initiatives due to kind of the same effects. Energy prices are climbing. There's, other interests from addressing climate change, and then there's incentives available such as SLLs, which have specific energy or targets that grant favorable loan terms. So what is a pinch analysis? Actually, the term pinch was originally coined with heat pinch or energy pinch, but there's other types of pinch, which we're not going to get into today. But there's water pinch, hydrogen pinch. There's other things. It's mostly referring to the type of analysis that's done, and there is a physical, a specific graphical aspect to it. But the gist of energy pinch is that you're seeking to minimize energy consumption at a facility by maximizing heat recovery within the facility processes. So it's outside of the utilities you're using. So this would be, processes recovering heat with each other. And the unique thing about it, I guess, is that it's addressing the entire facility. So you're not just looking at, maybe a boiler economizer or something that's specific. You're looking at the whole facility. And so it results in finding, sometimes fairly unique pairings of process energy recovery, because you're looking at the whole facility. It also focuses on utility usage, particularly poor applications of utilities, such as using chilled water to heat something that's like 200 degrees, where you're really stretching what you should be doing with a particular utility. Similarly, if you're using steam to heat something really cold, right, it seeks to align the utilities that are available with more appropriate usage based on temperature. I will also say that energy pinch is specifically designed around primarily consistent processes that don't have a lot of fluctuation, and oftentimes a lot of batch or intermittent processes can be omitted because it can be difficult to pair them, because a decent amount of the time you're not going to get that energy recovery if it's a batch process. So moving on to kind of a graphical example, and I think this is the best way to understand what pinch actually means. So this is an example just for a given site. If you had two processes when